trying to be good creates tension. The tension causes mistakes. The mistakes creates more trying, which creates more tension, which creates more mistakes. And around we go. We're circling the drain. What's crazy is that when you go to play and lilt out loud at the same time, what you play matches exactly what comes out of your mouth. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here's a quick video. Follows up on a short that I did recently talking about agogic rhythm. If you haven't watched it, briefly what it means in musical terms is playing music the same way that we speak. So the basic theory is that we don't speak as a robot might speak, speaking every single syllable and pronouncing all of the syllables at the same value. Sometimes we do that with music, particularly I feel on the banjo, where every note gets played very metronomically. Whereas if we were to play music the same way that we speak, there would be long notes and short notes and pauses, dynamic shifts where we get louder for the important bits and quieter for the secretive parts. What would happen if we applied all of this to playing? So I've been talking and thinking about this all week because I'm so interested in helping myself and other musicians, particularly banjo mandolin, to have better rhythm. And one of the things that I come across all of the time is this very staccato, metronomic, I used to call it like machine gun-like rhythm. And I wondered, why is that so prevalent on the banjo? So to jump to the end of this idea so that I can circle back and make sense of it, I'm absolutely convinced that everybody that has any knowledge or notion of Irish music could lilt a tune the way that a traditional, I used to say an old man in a pub in Connemara would lilt a tune. So let's just take a very simple tune, Toss the Feathers in D. If I said to anybody, and I've done this loads over the years, lilt that tune, just close your eyes and pretend you're in a smoky old pub, the fire is on, and someone says, Danny, lilt us, Toss the Feathers. Everybody will go, dum diddly dap diddly daddle doodle diddly dee dum diddly dap. I'm not a lilter, obviously, or a singer. But almost everybody inherently knows what that would sound like. They understand the dum diddly dap diddly doodle deedle dum diddly dap. What's crazy is that when you go to play and lilt out loud at the same time, what you play matches exactly what comes out of your mouth. Big problem for me is I have a range of about 4 notes. Makes demonstration quite hard. Might seem totally obvious to say that, of course, you're going to sing what you play. It's coming from the same place. But it's always a total surprise to me. So here's the critical point. When I start to play and I try to be really good, I end up in this spiral where trying to be good creates tension. The tension causes mistakes. The mistakes creates more trying, which creates more tension, which creates more mistakes. And around we go. We're circling the drain. And it almost feels in that instance that I don't have control over what my hands are doing. The more tense I get, the more likely I am to hold my breath. And it's like these two parts of my body they're separate from me, the thinking part. And I'm trying to control them. And I'm getting frustrated because they're not doing what I want them to do. And so this schism arises where I'm like, oh, I'm so tense and I keep missing triplets, or my rhythm is jerky, or I can't seem to get my rhythm to not be really straight. And when I play and lilt out loud, suddenly all of that disappears. And it's this incredible experience where suddenly my hands, the banjo, me, the singing, are all one. And I'm playing music from somewhere else. It's like an interruption of the thinking loop happens as soon as I start lilting or singing. It's an incredible experience. Now, it's so useful because, and I dearly want you to try it. Don't have to do it in public, do it at home. And here's a tangential interjection. If you watch any YouTube video about how to be a YouTuber, they all say that as soon as you start, you're going to really dislike the sound of your own voice. So that's also, I think it's a really fascinating part of all of this, is that as soon as you start to lilt, you can be on your own in a house in the middle of nowhere, and you start lilting and you're going, oh God, what do I sound like? I think even breaking through that is hugely important. I've seen this transform people's playing because it's like the music is inside, that rhythm is in there, knowing, understanding what it should feel like, what it should sound like. It's in there. This barrier comes down as soon as we start to play. We shoot straight up into our thinking brain, trying to be good, into the tension spiral, into the breath holding, and then the whole thing just starts like a house of cards, just kind of crashes, and we end up in frustration. What if the solution to all of this was to just sing out loud as we're playing? I know it's ridiculous. I have this crazy fantasy about a big session where everybody is playing and lilting out loud at the same time. Wouldn't it be hysterical? Memorization of tunes. Loads of people say, I can't memorize tunes. I can't learn tunes. I can't play them without the notes. And I'll say, sing me happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sing me Hey Jude. Hey Jude, right? Everybody knows how to sing those songs. Why? Because they learned them and they memorized them. I think that lilting a new tune or a tune that you're learning as you're playing it is going to massively aid the memorization process, that embedding of the melody into your psyche. Try this. Literally, what can go wrong? It's an amazing experience. So when you do it, really try to embody, go and listen to people lilting. That's a great idea because you'll hear the kind of vernacular of what musical lilting sounds like, and all of the pauses and the long notes and the humor and the dynamic of louder and softer and quieter, all of that. It's so easy to do that with the voice. The voice is an incredible instrument, way more dynamic than a banjo. But we can create that dynamism by singing along with ourselves as we play. I'm sure the neuroscientists would say this is all about interrupting the loops, these loops that we get stuck in. And we do that by singing. And if you're into whole nervous system regulation and vagus nerve crack, they all talk about humming and singing, because this is where this vagus nerve runs right down through our center of our body. And, Zen monks are going, I'm saying, bring a bit of Zen to your banjo. Maybe if I do it enough, I'll broaden my musical range of my singing and I can go more than 4 notes. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I love this topic. I think it's just brilliant. And everything to do with flow and swing and nya and just anything that brings ease and enjoyment to your playing. I think this is a huge, huge opportunity. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments.